Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to read my stories from today to you. I hope you will like them. Road to Runway. It was raining when my thoughts went so far away that I lost the trail of time. Once the time passed by, I could not remember what made me think. The flow of thoughts was so spontaneous that I couldn't see every thought in reality. I should have stopped myself and should have come back to senses. The drops reminded me of my departed time, those seconds, minutes, and hours flown away with the wind, now so far away, my mind was very tired. It was too late in the evening. The sun was setting, and the other day ended. So, no signs of reunion with the time gone. I came to my room. It was gloomy and stuffy. I never thought myself to be so weak emotionally. Being alone never scared me, nor the silence hurt my ears. It was the coping atmosphere that mattered. I could feel every unseen thing, and those unseen things became my feelings. Those feelings turned into thoughts, and thoughts into imagination. It's the imagination that makes life go around. Sitting alone, mind can build so much imagination like a cobweb. So entangles are those thoughts. Even the thoughts entangle themselves. Mind goes so far away that it seems like a sin to come back. To think is sinful, and to be pious, one has to stop thinking and stop using the mind. I have been trying to stop my mind, but it refuses to shut. It has never learned to stop. Since it does not stop, it has started to make up its own stories. Such stories which have no beginnings and no endings. They just start and end. Soon forgotten, they are short-lived. The characters emerge like bubbles, and soon they vanish. I have learned to live with these stories. Sometimes its reality is really hard to differentiate between reality and imagination. So I have given up to differentiate. They are my stories and my characters. I live there with them. I help them grow. They grow with no limits. They are larger than life. Maybe I could not be larger than life myself, so I made them strong. Let them grow beyond all impossibilities. Nothing could stop them. The Snake Lady. Last night I was as usual drowned into my thoughts. My thoughts wandered everywhere. I was everyone, everything, still nothing. I was trying to focus on the book, but the reality always vanished. My imagination was giving way to all of those fears that came out of sheer thinking. What was past was gone forever, but those moments stuck in claims to me. I was brought back from my daydreaming. The lady from the neighborhood had come to visit. She and her family were new here. She was a beautiful lady, gracefully dressed, and a qualified doctor. My imagination struck like a lightning. How successful she was! How beautiful, a perfect life. She had nothing to fear. She was so confident. She was so much engaged with my mother, sister, and conversation. It was a treat to listen to her. After some time, I started to feel uncomfortable. I started to feel that she was faking everything. I looked closer. I saw her skin so much fake, unusually caked under cake, rather scared how much makeup she was wearing. It seemed that her real face was buried under the makeup. How loud was her perfume? Her dress was so expensive and too much updated. Her conversation was uh, like made up. As the time passed, she started to relax on the sofa so much so she put one arm on the sofa arm. Slowly and steady, her legs went up the sofa. She held the cup of tea in her hands and started drinking tea. She took out a smoking pipe from her purse. She smoked something with strong smell and green smoke. All of a sudden, her color changed to green. Her skin became completely green. Horrifically, her legs turned into a long tail. Her tongue turned into forked tongue. Whenever she spoke, she hissed, and her forked tongue came out every second and went in. I don't know how I came back to my room. When I woke up, she was gone and I had fever. I asked about her. Everyone appreciated her and loved her. They all said she was a successful, beautiful lady. After that, I never asked about her again. She still lives next door and visits my mothers and sisters. There is no point in asking about the strange traits of her because she is still beautiful and successful despite her ugliness. The dark legs. I fell into my reverie again. I was again on my routine. I think everyone has one's own world to live in and escape it, where no one exists except whom we want or create something which is not real. My mind wandered as usual. I was physically doing everything, but I was not there because I wanted to hide. As it happened, I was done in my room, no one around. I was alone in my room, no one around. I started to think about the time that was passing. In my mind, I could feel nothing. I forgot where I was. I wanted to come back to reality, but thoughts had hijacked me. I looked at the wall clock and looked down. Then I looked up. I saw two black legs moving towards me, just legs from knees to toes, completely black like a shadow. They came towards me and then went the other way and just vanished nowhere, and still I could feel their presence. I could not accept the fact that the legs were there. Maybe, just maybe, my incomplete imaginary character had popped out. It might have signaled it. If I keep on thinking, might create so many characters that they could come out in reality. But look, those black legs are still in the corner. Do you hear the hissing sound? Meanwhile, I got a call. My phone rang so weirdly. It buzzed. Its tone kept on changing. When it stopped ringing, I got a message. Never underestimate your instincts. We are still around you.